Hello, PO-2. That is today, right now. Okay, so what are we doing today? PO-2 is multiplying polynomials. But before we're gonna multiply them, what we're gonna talk about is what a monomial, binomial, and a trinomial is. We probably already have an intuition of what these are. So a monomial is something that has one term, okay? What do I mean by one term? It could be something like 4x squared, where you're not adding or subtracting or multiplying by anything, so it's all by itself. A binomial, well, bi means two, so you have two terms. Okay, and what does that look like? Well, it's a term added or subtracted to another one. Okay, so when you have a binomial, you're going to have one operation between the two terms. And what do you think a trinomial is? Okay, well, tricycle, three-wheeled bicycle, trinomial is three terms. Okay, three terms separated by an operation. So we could have something like 4x squared plus 2x plus 10. So notice I have three terms separated by some operations. Now these could be addition, subtraction, whatever. Okay, but before we jump into our good stuff today, we have to remember that when the bases are the same, you're multiplying, what are you doing to the exponents? So if I said to you, what is x times x? Well, remember this has a 1 and this has a 1, and then we're left with x squared. So what did I do to these? I added them. Okay, so when you're multiplying these together, you're going to be adding your exponents, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So for our first example, I want to look at this right here. I am going to turn this into a monomial, okay? And by doing so, what I'm going to do is basically combine my like terms. So the first thing I'm going to do is look at my numbers. My numbers go together. So I'm going to have 5 times 2, okay? And then I'm going to look at my letters here. So I'm going to have x cubed times x squared. Well, let's simplify these things out. 5 times 2 is 10. And then when I'm multiplying, what do I do with the exponents? I add. So I get x to the 5th. Okay, same idea. 3 times 8. Oop, negative 3 times negative 8. Apologize. And then you're going to have x times x. Okay. Well, what is negative 3 times negative 8? Well, that negative times a negative is a positive, and it turns out to be positive 24. And x times x, remember these have an exponent of 1, so this is x squared. Oh my golly, look at this big thing, okay? But no different, so I'm going to separate all of these things out. I'm going to put the numbers with the numbers and the letters with the letters. So first I have 1/2 times 3/4. Okay, those are my numbers. I'm going to deal with my x's here. So I'm going to have x squared times x to the 9th. Okay, so I took care of those. And the last one I'm going to talk about are the y's. So the y's are going to go together too. So y to the 5th and just y. Okay, all right. So now I'm just going to simplify. So 1/2 times 3/4 is 3/8. Multiply, so I add my exponents, so 9, 10, 11. So this is x to the 11th. And then what do I about y's? Well, remember this has a 1 on it, and I add my exponents, so I have 6 of those. So y to the 6th. Okay, so now what we're going to do is do multiplication between a binomial and a monomial, okay? This is simply distribution, okay? So the 2x has to go into this one, and the 2x has to go into that, right? So the first thing we're going to have is 2x, alrighty, times 3x, okay? Minus is my operation, so minus 2x, alrighty, and then times, oh golly, times 1. Okay, So what are we left with? I'm just going to simplify out here. Okay, so you're just looking at your numbers first, and then you're going to combine your exponents. So I have 2 times 3, which we get is 6. Okay, and then we have x times x, and remember when we multiply, we're going to add our exponents. So I get x squared. And then 2x times 1, well, that's just minus 2x. Okay, second one, in. Okay, so I'm going to get x squared times 4x squared plus x squared times 3. Okay, so remember this has a 1 in front of it, so 4 times 1 is just 4. X squared times x squared. Well, I'm multiplying these, so I'm adding their exponents, so x to the 4th plus is my operation, and there's still a 1 hanging out in front of here, so I can say 3 times 1 is 3, and the x squared comes along for the ride. Okay, all right, and then the last one is a little bit of a doozy here, but no different than what we did up here. Okay, so I have negative 2x squared y cubed times, it's going to go into here, 2xy. Okay, I'm going to say plus negative 2x squared y cubed, oh no, I'm going to squeeze it in here, 5x. Okay, so now let's deal with the numbers and the letters separately. So I have negative 2 times 2, which is negative 4. Okay, took care of those. I have x squared times x, so that means I'm adding my exponents, so that is x cubed. Okay, took care of those. Y cubed times y, which is addition again, so I get y, 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, plus, took care of these. Now I'm going to do this section. Notice I didn't do them all together because these things are different. They're separated by an operation. So negative 2 times 5, okay, is negative 10. Okay. And then what do I have here? I have x squared times x, which I add my exponents, is x cubed. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's a negative 5, guys. This is a negative 5. I can't believe we missed that. So this is a negative 5. So negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10 because this has a negative sign right in front of it, okay? And then y cubed comes along for the ride. So this is our final answer. So I get negative 4x cubed y to the 4th plus 10x cubed y cubed. Oh my goodness, that was a busy one. We are going to do these last 4, and these should, they're the same idea here. So you're just going to distribute this into all 3 of these terms. So you're going to get 4b times 5b squared plus, that's the first term, 4b times regular b plus 4b times 6. So this is just a triple distribution, okay? So 4 times 5 is 20. B times b squared, well, I add my exponents, so this is b cubed. Plus, okay, well, 4, remember there's still a 1 in front of this, but I don't need to write it, so 4 times 1 is 4. And b times b, well, there's little 1s on here, so I add my exponents, I get b squared. And then, what am I doing here? This is a 6. Okay, that kind of looked like a B to me at first. So I have 4 times 6, okay, which is 24. And this B just hangs out, nothing to combine them with, okay? And it's in standard form, so perfect. All right, so this is just 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness, this is a quadruple distribution. So the first one I have is 2x times x cubed, and then I'm adding 2x times 4x squared, and then I'm adding the 2x times negative 6x, and then I'm adding the 2x times 5. So I'm just distributing to each and every piece. All right, so no numbers to combine here. 2 times 1 is 2. And then x times x cubed, well, I'm adding my exponents, is x to the 4th. I'm going to deal with my numbers. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then x times x squared, well, I add my exponents. 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, negative 6 times 2. Okay, so let me get rid of this plus sign. 2 times negative 6 is minus 12. And x times x, well, I add my exponents, is x squared. Okay, and the last one, 2 times 5 is 10. And then x comes along for the ride. Nothing to combine it with. Alrighty. Boom, boom, boom. A triple distribution with some negatives, okay? So this negative 7h needs to go to each and every term. So I have negative 7h times my first term, which is 3h squared, plus negative 7h times my second term, which is negative 8h, plus negative 7h times my last term, which is negative 1. Okay, so negative 7 times positive 3 is negative 21. And h times h, well, I'm just adding my exponents. So 2 plus 1 is h cubed. Alrighty, negative 8 times negative 7. So negative times a negative is a positive, and that is going to be positive 56. And then h times h, well, I add my exponents, so that's h squared. And then this last one, negative 7 times negative 1 is positive 7. And then the h comes along for the ride. And then last but not least, last one, no different. I'm distributing this negative 4y squared to each term. So I'm just going to go down here. So I get negative 4y squared times my first term, 5y to the 4th, plus negative 4y squared times my second term, which is negative 3y squared, plus negative 4y squared times my third term, which is positive 2. Okay, numbers and letters, here we go. Negative 4 times 5 is negative 20, okay? And then I get y squared times y to the 4th, so I add my exponents, so 4, 5, 6, that gives me y to the 6th. Okay, next one, let's look at the numbers first. So I get negative 4 times negative 3, okay, well, negative times a negative is a positive, and 4 times 3 is 12, so this is plus 12, okay? And then I'm left with y squared times y squared, and I add my exponents, so that's y to the 4th. Okay, and then lastly, I'm looking at my numbers, so I get negative 4 times 2. Okay, so negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And then the y squared, well, I guess there's nothing to combine it with, so it just comes along for the ride. Okay, alrighty, and now you are off to do your own. Have fun. Yeah, have a good day.